Air Canada has both the E-175 and CRJ 900 in its regional fleet for quite some time now. It's always been that the Embrear regional jet has been better than the CRJs. Well, on this trip, I'm taking them both for a comprehensive comparison to see if that is true. I'm here in Montreal after stepping off another Air Canada flight from Frankfurt. The first leg of this trip is on a Jazz E-175 to Chicago. I did book business on all these flights, but had less than 60 minutes to connect here, so unfortunately, no Maple Leaf Lounge visit. Both the E-175 and the CRJ 900 are laid out in a 1-2 seating arrangement in business class, and a 2-2 in economy. Wait, there's someone sitting in my seat.
Hi. Hey there, would you like an extra mass sanitizer, kids?
Good.
You're all set?
Yeah, you're just sitting in my seat. 2A?
Oh. 2D? 2A? Oh, 2D's right here, sir. Sorry?
That's okay. That's okay.
There we are. This seat has been around for quite some time now, but I do like the spaciousness of it. The left armrest contains a drink holder, while the right has a tray table. The drink holder comes in handy if you need some extra room on the table. The seat has 20 inches of width and 39 inches of pitch, the same seat on the Airbus A320 series being an inch wider. For power, we got a very slow USB port next to the IFE and a universal power outlet on the lower left side of the seat. I'll get into the IFE when we're there.
Et quand vous devez le jeter, veuillez utiliser le sac malaise qui se trouve dans la pochette du siège devant vous. Une fois rendu à notre altitude de croisière, nous commencerons.
After the takeoff from beautiful Montreal, let's check out some Wi-Fi details. Well, I forgot to record the Wi-Fi screen, but it's around $15 to $25 for the whole flight. It really depends at the end of the day how long your flight is. That being said, both the E-175 and the CRJ 900 both have Wi-Fi. Unlike the US regional carriers down south, each seat has an IFE screen, albeit extremely slow. There are actually a few new releases on here, but these screens have been around for so long, it can take up to a few minutes just to find and load up a single movie or TV show. Regardless, I'm happy there's something than nothing at all, as sometimes I don't have my tablet or my laptop with me to stream entertainment. The lavatory is on the cramped side. I'd compare it to the 737 MAX, but at least it was kept clean. The tray table extends to the other armrest for support and keeps it sturdy. Lunch started with a gin and tonic alongside a pack of almonds. Besides that, I was only served a mixed veggie wrap. This was filmed during the coming out of COVID restrictions, so I was fine with this, plus I wasn't too hungry. That being said, the E-175 has ovens on board, and you can get a hot meal equivalent to what you would get on a mainline flight. All the meals in business class on Air Canada mainline narrowbodies are typically served on one tray anyways, so you would get the same equivalent if you flew on an Air Canada Express flight. In 2021, Air Canada shut down Sky Regional, the previous operator of the E-175 for the Air Canada Express brand, and consolidated their entire fleet to Jazz Aviation. Now Jazz is a sole operator for Air Canada Express, now both operating the E-175 and the CRJ 900s and 200s. They also fly the Dash 8 Q400 as well. If you've ever been curious as to why Air Canada doesn't operate the E-175 out west, I finally have the answer for you. as people typically don't know the answer to this. Even the biggest av geeks don't know about this. Well, the E-175 isn't rated to fly over the Canadian Rockies with only one engine on a full payload, so it comes down to a safety issue. That being said, the E-175 has been in YVR for a few times in the late 2000s.
Bienvenue à l'aéroport O'Hare de Chicago. Nous vous prions de demeurer assis avec votre ceinture de sécurité bien attachée, vos bagages de cabine bien rangés sur le siège.
After touching down at Chicago's O'Hare, it took a solid 20 minutes to taxi to the gate, as this is such a massive airport. That was a very enjoyable flight. Let's see how the CRJ 900 compares. A few days later, after a nice visit in Chicago, and it was time to head back home to Vancouver. Air Canada has since made this flight mainline, and you won't see the CRJ on it anymore. That being said, when it was operated by Jazz, it was one of their longest CRJ flights at just over 4 hours on the return leg back to Vancouver. I wasn't too sure if I was going to get a breakfast on this flight, as the regional flights are typically double catered for the outbound and return flight, so the return flights typically have less food on board. I grabbed some good yet disgusting McDonald's breakfast and got in the line at the board. The CRJ 900 has almost the exact same layout as the E-175 with less headroom, and the universal power outlet is on the back of the seat. This business class seat has the exact same dimensions as the 175 as per Seat Guru, but honestly, this seat feels a little bit smaller, yet it's still comfortable.
At some time before takeoff.
We pushed off the gate early and made a quick taxi to the runway, although there was a heavy lineup for takeoff. Again, what I really like on the CRJ compared to the counterparts down south, every seat has an IFE screen, although again, it's the older model. The tray table doesn't extend to the other side, but it was still very sturdy. I was lucky enough that there were extra pancakes available, so it was 2 breakfasts this morning. Air Canada has been serving the same breakfast omelette since 2007, so the pancakes is a refreshing option, plus they're really good too. Also, on some flights they offer mazzili, so that's another good option too. As the CRJ is a lawn dart of a plane, the lavatory is extremely cramped. Plus the toilet is a conventional flush and not vacuum, so it uses lab juice to flush everything down. As I had an early start this morning, I slept most of the way until we got to the Rockies. So at the end of the day, which plane is better, the Embrear 175 or the CRJ 900? Well, as you probably know, I gotta give it to the 175. It has a lot more cabin space and the seat is a bit better. That being said, the CRJ 900 is honestly not a bad option. Air Canada installed ovens on the CRJ 900s in 2019, so they can actually serve regular mainline meals in business class and have some hot meal options for the cafe menu in economy. Plus, both aircrafts have seatback IFE screens and power, which is great on top of the available Wi-Fi. Air Canada has made their regional flights on the E-175 and the CRJ 900 a more enjoyable experience compared to the regional carriers in the US. When I'm typically given the option to fly on Jazz, I don't avoid it as I typically do like flying with them. Although if you're tall, unlike me, I can see why you'd have an issue flying a regional flight. If you like this video, consider leaving a like and subscribing. Thanks again for taking the time to watch this video, and I'll see you in the next one.